Alright, so today we're just going to go through, we're going to check and clean everything up here in the wiring. So I'm pulling all the wires just to check them, make sure, clean them all up. They're a little crusty, some of them are. I'll probably replace the fuses. They don't look too bad, maybe I'll just clean them up. But some of them are looking a little crusty. So, yep, just marking everything as I take it out. Also, I started from this side because it looks like everything kind of goes over the top of everything, so I figured it'd probably be easier to start from this side over here versus the other side, just so the wires can kind of get out of the way as I'm moving down the box. So. All right, so today we're just kind of working on cleaning up some of the wiring and just kind of checking the fuse box and everything. So I got the front fuse box off, and I found a couple of the relays. They were pretty rusty. This one, I mean, was so rusty it actually fell apart. And you can see that's the one that fell apart. That's the other one. That's a little rusty in there. And then also I was looking for the grounds, couldn't find them, but I found them. There they are. Well, let's see if I can. There they are, back up in there. There's two sets of them back in there. So I got to get back there and clean those. And actually found one of the ground wires was off. So I put that back on. But I'll just whizzy wheel these up and clean these up. And probably get new new fuses. Not exactly sure how I'm going to get this out. Kind of a poor design because the bracket that holds this whole thing is actually spot welded to the car, so the bracket doesn't come out, which means this can't drop, and there's only so much that you can pull out. And I just don't want to start yanking on things because that's how things come apart. So I gotta get this cleaned up. These look like they pull out somehow. But at the very least, then get these terminals cleaned up here and try to inspect the wires as best I can to see if there's any corrosion on them from the back, and then try to get back in there and clean those ground wires up. So that's today's job. Okay, so today's project was getting on this e-brake shoes. No videos on how to do it. So I got to, I want to just kind of go over what I did then. So basically, I put this piece in the cable. Then I put this on, this outer piece with the pin. Greased everything up. Then I put this spring on here, fed it through, and put it on this side. So it's got to be on top of this part down here where the cable is. Then came up here, put this spring in from side to side, and then spread them apart and put this in. And then these springs that hold it to it, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but it just holds in right here. I don't know if you can see that where I'm pointing or not. Right here. So I used a crowbar to push and wedge that, and then to get it to clip on that little lip back there. So now it's all in there nice and tight. I can't do the other side yet because I'm still waiting on the emergency brake. But this side is done. Awesome. And I also put some anti-seize on here and in here as well on these threads. So hopefully those don't rust and seize up, and then I can just adjust them as I normally need to. So success. All right, next job back here is done. That rear brake line is on and everything is hooked up back there and tightened down. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the rotor on and go ahead and put the caliper on, put the brake pads in. All right, driver's side rear brake put together. You can hear the pads a little bit, but that's okay. That should work itself out, but went together fairly easy. Everything's all greased up and good to go. All the brake lines are secured, so I just got to get that one over there, but I got to wait for the emergency brake, and then I got to put together the fronts brake lines once I get that brake line up there. So, yeah, moving right along. All right, you can see the tools are back out. Now we're done. So can you tell me why my tools are back out? Give you a second. I forgot to put the heat shield on, so I had to take the caliper back off. Not a big deal, but yep, gotta remember to put the heat shield on first. But now that I think about it, did I really need to? You know what? Probably didn't, actually. I bet you I could have just put it on without taking the caliper off. Oh well. It's all back on. It's all back together. So the first job for today is going to be getting this replacement emergency brake cable in and getting this off of this one, and then getting this rear brake and everything put back together so that's ready. So that's today's first job. All right, so working on this emergency brake cable. So at the end of this cable, that goes in right here. And that thing would not budge. I tried vice grips, I even have these little, it's almost like a pipe wrench, so the tighter you, the more you pull on it, the tighter it gets. That thing would not turn. Tried PB Blaster, tried cutting it, trying to get something in there to wedge it and turn it. Nothing would work. So, as a last resort, I had to torch it. And then it came right out. But I really didn't want to do that because the gas lines are right there. So, I was really careful. Also, had my fire extinguisher handy just in case. But that got a little toasty under here. But as soon as I heated it up, I was able to twist it and get it out. So I'll show you on my replacement one. Where is it? No, that's not it. That's it. So that's the part that was in there. So originally I tried to get a 13 millimeter on here, is what fits, by the way, to try to twist it, and it just stripped. Tried vice grips, tried channel locks, tried cutting it, blah, 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 blah. So nothing worked until I put a torch to it. But I'm so glad I brought that torch. I've used it I don't know how many times, and it just makes life so much easier. So cable is out. New one will have to go in, and then I can start working on that brake. All right, so emergency brake is in. That's done. And now we're going to start on the cable's in. Now we're going to start on the emergency brake and the rotor and the brake pad, or the caliper and brake pads. Going to remember to put the dust shield on, the heat shield on first. So I don't know. Is it kind of weird? So remember in one of my episodes, I had boxes just piled up on here of parts. Well, that's the last box. This is the last stuff out of all those boxes that need to go on, and I'm kind of sad. But I don't know. But we'll get working on this. All right. That brake is done. So it's all together. All I am waiting on now is that brake line for the front left. So hopefully that'll show up today, but I don't know. Anyway, so I think that's going to be it for today. I got to go over to my dad's house and hopefully put a stopper on, or a bumper on his garage door. The gasket down at the bottom. So hopefully that part comes in and we can get it taken care of.